And now, fans, let's make some noise for SeaWolves!
Under the lights is where we shine, where history is made. But in the dark, that's where the real work gets done. Where we grind, where we push our limits while the world is asleep. And when it's time to get it done, all it takes is a flip of a switch. Unfinished business.
Well, we welcome you inside of the Alaska Airlines Center as the UAA SeaWolves are back home for a couple of games as they get ready to take on the Golden Eagles of Clarion here tonight in a non-conference matchup here in the middle of December. Keaton Homer along with you. Glad to have you along wherever you might be tuned in tonight for SeaWolf basketball. SeaWolves and also the Golden Eagles, both teams in desperate need of a victory. The Eagles have lost their first 6 games of the season. The SeaWolves now have dropped 4 consecutive regular season games. They came home with a 2-5 mark as the Eagles 0-6. SeaWolves tonight wearing their white uniforms and green and gold trimmed jerseys. Clarion wearing their blue uniforms with gold and white trim here tonight. SeaWolves win the opening tap, immediately launch a 3. Senya Rabuan unable to dial it up from long range, a one-and-done possession for UAA. SeaWolves, however, on the defensive end, able to force a turnover, ball loose as it rolls toward half court, and diving on the floor is Rabuan. And a held ball, and the arrow will give it back to Clarion. Give you the starting 5 for the Golden Eagles, just in case you missed it. Dalen Thornton, Autumn Taylor, Hannah Wilkerson, Abby Gatesman, and Jalen Twitty. The starting 5 here this evening for the Golden Eagles. For the SeaWolves, Senya Rabuan, Jasper Evans, Jasa Gamble, Kate Robertson, and Elena Mack. Off the inbound, here's Twitty. We'll hand it off here on the near side as Thornton off the bounce this time, attacks the rim, and an offensive foul going to be called against Dalen Thornton, the 5'8 junior guard out of Lafayette, Indiana, picking up the first team foul and her first personal. Still scoreless. Couple possessions in here. As Evans on the left wing now puts it on the floor, drives, and unable to get it to go. Hit the underside of the iron on that layup attempt as the Golden Eagles bring it up ahead. As Twitty finds Gatesman. Gatesman will kick it back out. Gatesman top of the key, 15 on the shot clock as we go under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and a reach-in foul going to be called against UAA, and it will be charged against Elena Mack. So the SeaWolves now picking up their first foul tonight. Two teams that have never played one another. First ever meeting between these two schools here tonight. As Twitty gets the entry pass off the inbound, trying to lob it down low, but the pass from Gatesman is errant, and it goes out of bounds. It was intended for Hannah Wilkerson. And so it's the second turnover for the Golden Eagles here this evening. As Rabuin, finds Gamble out on the perimeter. Now Evans. As Evans will dribble along the baseline and will kick it back out on the perimeter. Here's Kate Robertson. Turnaround shot, left it short over Gates. Gatesman playing pretty decent defense against Robertson. 2 minutes have almost gone by and we're still scoreless. Gatesman trying to change that. Offline on the three-point attempt, but an offensive rebound for Clarion. Down at the left block in the paint, over the top of Robertson that time, and Dalen Thornton able to score the first bucket tonight. And it gives the Golden Eagles an early 2-0 lead. Robertson trying to answer, and she does. So Kate Robertson scores the first field goal tonight for UAA. Glad to have her back. A few weeks ago against Adams State, had a knee injury that looked rather severe at the time of the injury. Is a foul called here against UAA. It's going to be called against Jazz Evans. It'll be her first, team second. But Kate Robertson making the trip down last weekend to take on Seattle Pacific. And getting the start here tonight for UAA. You can see the left knee brace on Robertson's leg. But when that injury happened against Adams State, I know from my perspective, I didn't know how long she was going to be out, and thankful that it was a somewhat quick return for Robertson. 10 seconds on the shot clock as the Golden Eagles turn it over for the third time here in the first quarter. As picking up is Janiyah Alexander. Alexander will kick it out to Mia Ross. Back to Janiyah on the wing. 7:15 remaining in the first quarter. We're tied at 2 as Ross off the dribble. The runner, no, not even close. As Twitty with the rebound. And another blocking foul going to be called here against UAA. And it's actually called against looks like it was charged against Kaya Pearson. I thought maybe we were going to hit Kate Robinson for a moment, but it's Pearson that picks up the foul. SeaWolves 1 of 4 from the field so far here in this opening quarter, and off the inbound, SeaWolves get another turnover. Clarion 1 for 2, but they have turned it over now 4 times. As Ross, near the right elbow, finds the junior transfer Tori Hollingshead, but the SeaWolves give the ball right back. And ripping it away that time was Alexander, and comes away with the steal. Pearson for 3. No, too long. Hollingshead with the offensive rebound will kick it back out. Ross left all alone off the front of the iron. Golden Eagles have numbers, but falling across the half-court stripe that time was Sadrea Rojo. And now a timeout going to be taken by the SeaWolves. Sloppy start to this one with 6:18 to go here in the opening quarter. And we're tied at 2. Mentioned both these teams looking to end their losing streaks. UAA facing a 4-game losing streak, but they have been oh so close. 3 of their losses, actually 4 of their losses on the season have been by 1 possession to start the year. It's the first time that the SeaWolves have lost 4 one-possession games since the 2007-2008 season. And that team suffered 4 of its 5 losses that year by 3 points or fewer. SeaWolves losing a couple of 1-point games to Adams State. They opened up the year against Pacific University of Oregon with a 1-point loss in the final seconds, losing 76-75. The SeaWolves coming off of a 3-point loss against SPU last weekend. So if you throw in the 2 exhibition games from the Great Alaska Shootout for UAA, you can make the case for it's been 6 straight losses. It's been a while for UAA since they found the win column. It has been since November 11th against Hawaii Hilo, and a game that was played at Hawaii Pacific University. So it's been coming up on a month now since the SeaWolves have found the win column. Clarion still looking for their first overall win of the season. Both teams in the respective conferences are 0-2. Out of the timeout, SeaWolves with the basketball. Rabuin, entry pass, Hollingshead got free, lays it up and in. SeaWolves definitely have the low post advantage at the 4 and 5 spots. See if UAA can take advantage of that throughout this game here this evening. On the drive, getting past Hollingshead that time was Hannah Wilkerson, but unable to finish. SeaWolves pick up the rebound. Alexander finds Pearson. SeaWolves work the ball around the perimeter. Now coming off the screen, Rabuin picks up her dribble at the right elbow. Here's Gamble with the left hand. Missed everything, but following it up nicely was Janiyah Alexander. 5'10" guard out of Rex, Georgia, with her first points here tonight. And on the drive, Hannah Wilkerson drawing enough contact to get to the free throw line. And we'll have a couple of shots. SeaWolves on a 6-0 run now over the last 2:33. But Hannah Wilkerson, the sophomore from Salisbury, North Carolina, will go to the free throw line. 60% free throw shooter on the season is Wilkerson. As Wilkerson knocks down the first. Tori Hollingshead was charged with that last foul for the SeaWolves, by the way. It's the 4th team foul against UAA with 5:17 to go here in the opening quarter as Wilkerson buries a pair of free throws. Clarion setting up their defense after the couple of made free throws. Applying a little full court pressure here, a little 2-1-2 as Hollingshead gets it up ahead to Evans. Nessa Walsh checking in the game for her first minutes here this evening. As Rubin throws it over to Evans in the left corner. The runner from the block unable to get it to go, and the rebound hauled in by the Golden Eagles as they will push it up the floor. And a steal, nice reach in, quick hands by Walsh, gets the steal, creating the 7th turnover. And the layup on the other end out in transition. Tori Hollingshead got left all alone. As Rujo brings the ball across the timeline for Clarion. Entry pass quickly in the paint, kick it back out. Double teamed along the baseline is Etheridge, and Etheridge throws it into the backcourt, and it's going to be an over and back. Malaysia Etheridge had nowhere to go with the basketball and just threw it up for grabs somewhat, threw it in the backcourt where it was touched by the Golden Eagles. As Jason Gamble will check back in. Rabuin gets the handoff from Gamble. 4 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. SeaWolves with a 4-point lead. As Rabuin finds Evans on the left wing. Evans with the right-handed dribble. Nice move by Evans. And we'll go to the line for 2. Got the defender leaning just enough and was able to get underneath her. Drew some contact in the process that will send Jazz to the free throw line. As Evans knocks down the free throw. You want to hear one of the more eerie things, an arena that holds 5,000 people falling quiet as this. As Evans knocks down a pair of free throws. 10-4, UAA out in front, and they get another turnover yet again. SeaWolves out running the floor. Rabuin will keep it herself, lays it up, and didn't have enough English on it. The rebound, however, hauled in by Robinson. Rabuin will launch the three, left it short. Another offensive rebound for UAA, however, as Evans working against Etheridge for a brief moment, gives up the basketball as Robertson turns, fires, no, put back is good. What a possession for UAA. Had 4 offensive rebounds on that possession, did the SeaWolves, and they were finally able to pay it off with a Kate Robertson bucket. The 3 ball too strong that time from the left side. Ball volleyballed around and finally finds the hands of Robertson, but she's double teamed and somehow got the ball to Senya Rabuin. As Rabuin brings it up ahead now for UAA. SeaWolves now on a 12-2 run over the last 5 minutes. As Elena Mack finds Evans, 7 on the shot clock. Evans puts on the brakes, kicks it out. Mack off the heel of the rim that time, and the rebound ripped away, and falling over awkwardly was Jalen Twitty. Hopefully Twitty is okay. She got her feet caught underneath a SeaWolf as she fell to the floor. And now Twitty falls back to the floor yet again as she tried to get up. And Twitty trying to stay in the game. I think she's at least going to have to come out for at least a little bit. She fell really awkwardly, kind of got her legs caught underneath a SeaWolf. As she went to the floor, kind of got the ankles rolled up on a little bit. And she'll walk off the floor under her own power and head back toward the locker room, it looks like. We'll see if Jalen Twitty, a sophomore from Weatherfordton, North Carolina, will be able to come back. SeaWolves with the basketball, and then on the attack, Janiyah Alexander scores her second field goal. She's now 2 for 2 to start, and the SeaWolves off to a good start offensively. Here's the three by Gatesman. Left that one short, and a foul called against Clarion. As Alexander got the rebound. As Autumn Taylor called for the foul. Golden Eagles led by first-year head coach Danielle Fleming. As Mia Ross finds the bottom of the bucket for her first points tonight. Coming up on 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Straightaway three, misses everything, and it goes out of bounds as Autumn Taylor unable to dial it up from long range. As Ross will bring the ball up ahead now for the SeaWolves. As Ross, the runner off the window. SeaWolves have been attacking the rim here so far in the opening quarter. Golden Eagles, and an offensive foul going to be called against Abby Gatesman. And Gatesman pleading for a flop on her way back down toward the other end. As Gatesman picks up her first personal foul. It's the 4th team foul against the Golden Eagles. Clarion playing in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, an 18-team league. Made up of 2 divisions. You have the East and the West. Currently with their 0-2 mark, sitting at the bottom of their division, as falling away was Alexander. Count the bucket and one for Tori Hollingshead. So Hollingshead will go to the free throw line, 54% on the season. The junior center out of Orem, Utah, averaging 12.7 points per game. as Hollingshead completes the three-point play. Under a minute to play, SeaWolves in control here in this first quarter as they lead 21-4. Three from the left wing, off the front of the rim. Hollingshead hauls down another rebound. It's her fourth board of the evening. SeaWolves racing into the front court. Swing it over to Gamble on the left side. Hollingshead trying to establish position down low, calling for it. Finally gets it. Hollingshead, a little step through and a soft touch in the finish. Hollingshead now with 9. Shot clock is off. The Golden Eagles can hold for the final shot of the quarter if they desire, or they almost turned it over. 8 seconds remaining. As Autumn Taylor gets the shot off, can't get it to go. 2 seconds to go. Alexander with it, and Alexander unable to get a shot off as the first quarter comes to a close. A terrific first 10 minutes of action for UAA. They end the first quarter on a 17-0 run to take a 23-4 lead going into quarter number 2. We'll step aside. We'll come back with more SeaWolf basketball here on GoSeaWolves.com.
Here's to big days, new experiences, and the moments worth saving for. Alaska 529 is proud to support brighter futures for so many families. To learn about Alaska 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, please carefully read the plan disclosure document available at alaska529plan.com. Alaska 529. Save in Alaska, study anywhere.
Well, so far, this is exactly what the SeaWolves needed. Getting off to a fast start here in the opening quarter. The SeaWolves in that first quarter, 10 of 23 from the field. Neither team has hit a three-point field goal as of yet. UAA 3 of 3 from the free throw line, had 12 rebounds and 4 assists in that first quarter. Clarion has not shot the ball well at all here to start. They are 1 of 8 from the field. They have 10 turnovers as well. They're 0 of 5 from behind the three-point line. As we start quarter number 2, as Rujo fell to the floor, and a foul called here 10 seconds in against UAA. And the foul called against Jazz Evans, picking up her second foul. And she quickly comes out, and Janiyah Alexander will check in. Hand off at the top of the key. Etheridge needs some help. Good defense by Robertson. 10 on the shot clock. The three buried that time from Jalen Twitty. It's only her second three-point field goal of the season. She's now 2 of 3 from behind the arc. But it ends a 17-0 run, but the SeaWolves able to respond on the other end. The reverse layup by Senya Rabuin. As Clarion into the front court, Thornton brought the ball up ahead. We'll give it up to Etheridge. As Rujo hands it off to Dominica Logue. 3 again from the left side. Left short. Kate Robertson pulls down the rebound, but then had it ripped away out of her hands by Thornton. The putback attempt is no good. Another offensive rebound for the Golden Eagles, and finally Kate Robertson able to clear the defensive rebound for the SeaWolves. And a foul called here against UAA. As the Golden Eagles throw it in after the foul against UAA. Second team foul of the second quarter against the SeaWolves. As Gatesman Passes it here to the near side. The three in rhythm that time, knocked down by Sadrea Rujo, the graduate senior out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. And the ball deflected into the hands of Alexander. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here in the first half, as Robertson gets called for three in the key. Didn't get out and reset. Go down as the second turnover for UAA. As Gatesman will throw it in. As Thornton brings it up ahead. Thornton off the window, too strong. The rebound into the hands of Evans. SeaWolves wasting no time, bringing it up ahead. Pearson will kick it back out. Evans, a little hesitation. Evans with the right hand on the left side, lays it up and in. SeaWolves lead by 17, 27-10. As Gatesman lobs it in down low, pass broken up. Good job by Kaya Pearson to knock it away. It'll stay with the Golden Eagles. You take a look at the stats for both these teams coming into tonight. Very similar on paper. Both teams averaging 70 points per game on the season. Free throw percentage almost dead even at 65%. Turnovers per game, each team averaging 19 turnovers per game. So many of the major stat categories pretty even. SeaWolves out, run of the floor. Kaya Pearson laying it up and in. But right now the SeaWolves dominating on the scoreboard as they match their largest lead at 19 points. And head coach Danielle Fleming can just kind of scratch her head after that turnover. It's the 11th turnover the first half for the Golden Eagles. Rubin will hand it off to Gamble for a brief moment. Now Evans. Senya, the floater. Got it. A steal by Rubin. And their foul going to be called against Autumn Taylor. And Taylor shaken up. And it's got a little blood on the lip there. Looked like her lower lip caught the foot of Rubin. And got a little stoppage in play here. So an official timeout on the floor with 6:28 to go. And the SeaWolves leading 31-10. As Autumn Taylor gets up off the floor. As assistant coach Duran Fleming chatting with official Jimmy Leach. A hard foul to pick up is a loose ball on the floor, and Autumn Taylor diving for it. And Senya Rubin winning the battle to it first. So Gamble throws it in after the short break. Getting free down low yet again, Kate Robertson. As Rujo will set up the half-court offense here for the Golden Eagles. As we go under 6 minutes to play. Rujo will give it up to Etheridge. Etheridge will kick it back out. In rhythm three by Rujo is good. Sadrea Rujo knocking down the field goal. SeaWolves trying to answer. Elena Mack can't dial it up from long range. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with UAA. SeaWolves now 0 of 5 from behind the three-point line. SeaWolves came into the weekend shooting 37% from behind the three-point line as a team. The reverse just had enough on it that time to Jazz Evans. And a timeout going to be taken by Clarion. Well, the SeaWolves coming off of a couple of tough games in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference to open up conference play last weekend as they took on the number 16 team in the nation, Montana State Billings, to start that road trip last week. SeaWolves losing 83-68. SeaWolves playing somewhat shorthanded in that game. Kate Robertson not playing against MSUB.
Restore with Alaska Roof Restorations, specializing in the inspection, repair, and restoration of existing flat, low slope, and metal roofs. Our completely seamless system seals out water and is proven to perform in Alaska's tough climate, offering a long-lasting, cost-effective, sustainable alternative to traditional re-roofing. Plus, with maintenance reapplication and our renewable warranty, your roof can last the life of the building. Contact us today for a free quote. AlaskaRoofRestorations.com.
But the SeaWolves mentioned they were a little bit shorthanded in that Montana State Billings game. They were without Kate Robertson and also Vishay Rab, who still has yet to play in a game. And SeaWolves losing to Montana State Billings and then also Seattle Pacific in that three-point loss, 62-59. So somewhat unprecedented start. This has never happened for Ryan McCarthy since he's been the head coach at UAA in his 12 years at the helm of the SeaWolves. SeaWolves have never lost 4 in a row, so they're kind of going through an unprecedented time under the leadership of Coach McCarthy. But so far they've responded here tonight against the Golden Eagles. As the foul called against Elena Mack. Mentioned that Vishay Rab yet to play this year. They were kind of thinking this would be the week that she might be back and be able to play in a game, as Kate Robertson will check out. Didn't see exactly what happened. May have a little bit of blood, maybe either on the jersey or somewhere else, but she checks out as Nesha Walsh will come in. So they were thinking, the coaching staff at least was hoping that maybe Vishay would be able to go this weekend, but it looks like it might not happen here. And they may even wait till conference play starts back up after the new year. SeaWolves force yet another turnover as Pearson in transition lays it up and is fouled. And Kaya Pearson will go to the line for a couple of shots. So Pearson at the free throw line. 66% free throw shooter on the year. SeaWolves as a team so far tonight, they're 3 of 3. They get 4 of 4. As Pearson now with 3 points. SeaWolves being led by the 9 points of Tori Hollingshead so far. As Pearson gets a pair of free throws to go. SeaWolves have hit 8 of their last 9 from the field. As the ball knocked away, thrown up ahead. Rubin unable to track it down. Who did it go off of? It went off of the Golden Eagles. It'll stay with UAA with 4:57 to go. Lob it in. Robertson, too easy. Robertson now with 8 points here so far. On 4 of 6 shooting. Ball knocked into the backcourt. Pearson taps it to herself, gives it up to Alexander. Unselfish play. And Alexander lays it up and in, and everything is clicking for the SeaWolves. Points off turnovers so far tonight. That is the 21st point off a turnover for UAA. 15 turnovers for the Golden Eagles, 21 points off of those 15 turnovers. Gatesman launches the three and knocks it down. Abby Gatesman, who's averaging 7.2 points per game, knocks down her first three-point field goal tonight. SeaWolves wasting no time on the other end as Kaya Pearson lays it up and in. As Rujo gives it up, gets it right back. Gatesman, and a timeout going to be taken by head coach Danielle Fleming and the Golden Eagles. (43-16). SeaWolves have everything going their way so far tonight. UAA 19 of 33 from the field here in this first half. SeaWolves have yet to hit a three-point field goal. 16 rebounds, 12 assists. Clarion 5 of 17 from the field, 4 of 10 from behind the arc. 10 rebounds, 4 assists so far tonight for the Golden Eagles. Well, the UAA men's basketball team in attendance here tonight. SeaWolves on a long road trip, even though they're in the building here tonight. UAA men's team does not have a home game until January 11th. SeaWolves men's basketball team getting road trip down to Hawaii later this month, but then also picking up conference play to start the new year on the road before they come back home on the 11th of January. Is a runner off the window, and a travel actually going to be called after the rebound was pulled down by Kate Robertson, as Hannah Wilkerson had that layup attempt that was initially missed. Clarion will get it back. A lob off the entry pass to Dominica Logue. And Gamble with the steal. Gamble lets the defender go by and puts it up and in. Ball stays in play. It hit the officials, so play on as Gatesman picks it up. Gatesman with the left-handed dribble will give it up. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And a foul that occurred on the floor. Sadrea Rujo drawing the foul. It's the fourth team foul against UAA. So Clarion will have to inbound from the baseline here. SeaWolves now have hit 12 of their last 13 shots. A foul was called against Elena Mack, which is her third. And now they're checking the foul. So change the foul. Was not against Elena Mack. I believe it went against Mia Ross, maybe. We'll check that. Baseline jumper that time, in and out for Dalen Thornton. The official scorer's book still keeping the foul with Elena Mack. It was the fourth team foul. That was the indication against UAA, which indeed it is, as Evans draws the contact. And a foul this time going to be whistled against Hannah Wilkerson. Wilkerson leading the team in scoring so far this season for the Golden Eagles, averaging nearly 14 points per game. 4.7 rebounds as well. And Wilkerson here picking up her first foul tonight. SeaWolves will throw it in from the baseline as Pearson lobs it in. Ross will launch the three, and Ross in and out. Ball knocked around, went off the head of Kaya Pearson for a brief moment, and the Golden Eagles pick it up. As Gatesman finds Thornton. A defense by Ross. As Logue lobs it. Pass out of the reach of Gatesman that time. It goes out of bounds. SeaWolves will get it back. Eliza Etheridge will check back into the game for Clarion. As Rubin gives it up, Alexander, what a move. Janiyah Alexander slicing her way through the Golden Eagles defense and all the way to the rim and lays it up and in. Alexander now with 8 points. The three by Gatesman from the corner. Unable to dial that one up. As Clarion able to get an offensive rebound. Three from the left corner this time off the heel. Alexander rips down a rebound and now a held ball, and the arrow will give it to UAA. Gamble up ahead in the front court now. We'll slow things down and kick it back out. As Gamble spins and kicks. A minute 18 to go, 10 on the shot clock. As Rubin finds Robertson, and Robertson unlucky on the shot. As the Golden Eagles get the defensive rebound and bring it up ahead. And it's kicked out of bounds, went right off the foot that time of Rujo. Sadrea Rujo averaging 10.5 points per game. Came in having committed 18 turnovers on the season. It's her 5th turnover tonight. As the three offline, that time actually was a long two by Rubin. Missed everything as Clarion brings it up ahead. 38 seconds remaining here in the first half. And a held ball, and the arrow will give it back to the Golden Eagles. As the ball lobbed in and a foul off the entry pass. It goes against Janiyah Alexander and will send the Golden Eagles to the free throw line. As the free throw bounces off the iron that time. In and out on that free throw attempt as Robertson hauls down the board. About a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock here as Elena Mack throws it away. A poor pass by Mack and a layup on the other end this time by Sadrea Rujo. As Alexander in the front court, shot clock is off. We'll give it up. 6 seconds. Rubin with 3. Rubin tried to pass it down low and it was broken up. SeaWolves don't even get a shot off. The SeaWolves had an opportunity to at least get one more shot attempt up, but they're unable to do so as time runs out. SeaWolves, though, in the first 20 minutes of action, pretty dominant. They lead 47-18. We'll step aside. We'll come back and take a look at first half stats. You're watching SeaWolf basketball.
a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, get a free carry, case, chain, and hat with the purchase of select steel chainsaws. Real steel. Find yours.
One in 5 Americans deal with mental health conditions every year. No matter who you are, it's okay to ask for help. So don't wait. Premier Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Hey Alaska, let's get ready to run. Welcome to the Sockeye Showdown, brought to you by the WBB Native Corporation. Let's meet our contestant, Charlie. Charlie has selected fish number 1, the bluefish. You guys select your own. If Charlie's fish wins, he takes home a Cubby Sockeye plushie, courtesy of Bristol Bay Native Corporation. Let's cheer on your favorite color. And
Well, the first ever meeting between these two schools, it's been the SeaWolves who have dominated the first half. They lead 47-18 at the break. UAA had everything going their way. They were firing on all cylinders offensively, playing terrific defense as well. As we take a look at the first half stats, start things off with the SeaWolves. They were 21 of 39 from the field, 53% from the field. However, they were 0 of 7 from behind the arc there in that first half. They were 5 of 5 from the free throw line, had 20 rebounds, 13 assists, 11 steals. They only turned the basketball over 4 times in that first half, did UAA. And the SeaWolves being led by the 9 points of Torrey Hollingshead, 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds. Did it all in 6 minutes of action in that first half, as Janiyah Alexander right behind her with 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds. Robertson chipping in also with 8 points on 4 of 7 shooting and 7 boards, leading UAA so far in that first half. A couple of points for Jason Gamble. Sinya Rubin with 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting, has 8 assists already, does Rubin, and 4 steals in 14 minutes of play. 6 points for Jazz Evans on 2 of 4. As you see some of the fans here at the sky boxes here at the Alaska Airlines Center looking on, looking down over the floor. Looks like a birthday party taking place. No better way to spend a birthday than here at the Alaska Airlines Center watching some UAA SeaWolf basketball, that's for sure. As we take a look at the stats for Clarion in that first half. They were not terrific offensively. They were 6 of 23 from the field, 26%. They were 4 of 12 from behind the three-point line, 33%. They were 2 of 4 from the free throw line, had 16 rebounds and 4 assists. But perhaps the stat that sticks out to Coach Fleming the most is the number of turnovers. 19 turnovers committed by the Golden Eagles in that first half. The SeaWolves taking those 19 turnovers and turning them into 25 points. So the SeaWolves cashing in on turnovers in the first 20 minutes of action, as the Golden Eagles so far getting a game high from Sadrea Rujo, the graduate senior, with 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 4 rebounds and a steal in 15 minutes of action. And then everything else from there on for the Golden Eagles is kind of bleak. A couple of points for Thornton, a couple of points for Wilkerson, and 3 points for Gatesman. Birthday party continues as fans watching up above the Alaska Airlines Center. SeaWolves out of the locker room somewhat early. Generally, the SeaWolves stay in the locker room until about maybe 2 or a minute left remaining to the start of the second half. They're out of the locker room early. The Clarion Golden Eagles still back in the locker room waiting to come out, as we're a handful of minutes away from the start of the second half. But for Ryan McCarthy and his team, I'm sure he would love nothing better than to continue what they have worked on and did in the first half. Offensively, everything was clicking. The defense, probably more importantly, was fantastic for UAA. See if they can keep that going. That is something that's been a little bit of a struggle for the SeaWolves here to start this year. Has been on the defensive end of the floor, especially in the second half for UAA. In each of those 2 games, the SeaWolves played at home a couple of weeks ago against Adams State. SeaWolves had sizable leads, only to see them evaporate in the second half and eventually lose both of those games by a point apiece. The SeaWolves with a very large lead here at the moment in the first half, leading 47-18. It's just a matter of keeping things rolling here for UAA. Only one other game in conference play in the GNAC, and it's a non-conference game. And featuring Montana Western and Montana State Billings. That game's still in progress. We'll give you an update once that one goes final. But in terms of the GNAC is off, so to speak, in the month of December over the holiday break. They'll pick back up conference play at the start of the new year. The SeaWolves, after today, will have another game on Sunday at 2 o'clock against Clarion here at the Alaska Airlines Center. And then UAA will go on the road December 17th and 19th. They're going to go down to California. They'll play at Stalacious State and also San Francisco State. A couple of games in California before they pick up conference play back at home on January 4th and 6th against Western Washington and Simon Fraser. So the SeaWolves going on the road for a couple of games after this weekend. And then to start the new year back in conference play back at home on the 4th, and then also the 6th against 2 tough opponents in Western Washington and Simon Fraser. Right now, Ryan McCarthy just focused on trying to get his team back into the win column after they have lost 4 consecutive games. And for Coach Danielle Fleming, trying to get her team their first win of the year. Come in with an 0-6 mark on the season. They lost a heartbreaker in their last game against Bloomsburg. Lost by 2, 81-79 in the final seconds. Came oh so close to getting the first win of the season last week, but fell short. Well, another 20 minutes of action coming up. Glad to have you along wherever you might be tuned in as we get ready for the start of the second half. Teams will switch directions. SeaWolves will work left to right. On your screen, they'll have the basketball to start the third quarter. As we start quarter number 3. Rubin will hand it off. On the drive, and a foul called. That'll put Jazz at the free throw line for a couple of shots. Evans 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. As Gatesman picks up the foul. It'll be her second personal foul as Evans knocks down the free throw. Now has 7 points. Make it 8. So the SeaWolves pick up the first couple of points of the third quarter. Autumn Taylor will hand it off to Gatesman. Gatesman finds the cutting Wilkerson, who will kick it back out. 3 from the right side is knocked down by Dalen Thornton. Good ball movement on that possession by the Golden Eagles. Leading to the 3-point bucket by Thornton. Throw it up ahead to Gamble, and Gamble will take it all the way, lay it up and in. Too easy. Nice outlet pass that time. SeaWolves leading by 30. Drive and kick, and an offensive foul called against Rujo. It's the third time here tonight that the Golden Eagles have been called for an offensive foul. As Rujo picking up her second. As Rubin. Up ahead to Gamble. Pearson at the left elbow. Under 9 minutes to play here in the third. Robertson set the screen initially, gets it back. Free throw line jumper off the heel of the iron as Gatesman brings down the rebound. And Rubin will be called for this foul. It's the first foul against Senior Rubin tonight. Three from the right corner. Knocked down again by Thornton. As Thornton now has knocked down a couple of three-point field goals and now has 8 points. As Ross up ahead in the front court will give it up to Alexander, who bobbled it for a brief moment. Now Pearson tried to pass it and had it thrown right back at her as it was knocked out of bounds. We'll stay with UAA with 8:12 to go in the third quarter. Lob it in to Robertson, turnaround shot, too easy. SeaWolves have dominated points in the paint as the ball rolls away, and an official timeout here as They'll reset things. SeaWolves points in the paint, 42-4 tonight. And points in the paint. Of course, UAA with the sizable size advantage in the 4 and 5 spots on the floor tonight. Golden Eagles really don't have anybody that can match up with Kate Robertson and or Tori Hollingshead. Hollingshead listed 6'3", Robertson 6'2". Tallest player for the Golden Eagles, 5'11" on their roster. As Kaya Pearson fell to the floor, but the foul called against Kate Robertson, and Robertson wondering what she did for a brief moment to warrant the foul. And the shooter for the Golden Eagles is Cedrea Rujo, who has to check out for a brief moment. Not sure if she's got a little bit of blood somewhere that they got to clean up. That's what it looks like. So a brief pause in the game here, an official timeout. They're actually going to substitute a player in to shoot, as Heather Ansell will come in to shoot. Ansell, the senior out of Connellsville, Pennsylvania. 75% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first one. That's a tough thing to do. Come in cold off the bench and knock down a 15-foot shot. And Ansell hits 1 out of 2. As Ross with some speed. Ross will keep it all the way, but left it short. As Gatesman is fouled from behind by Ross. It's the 4th team foul against UAA. As Gatesman throws it in. Abby Gatesman will give it up. Try to give it to Ansell, but Gamble, or check that, Pearson got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. It will stay with Clarion. A little hesitation by Thornton. Now needs some help. Thornton had it knocked away. Golden Eagles able to hang on to it. Here's the 3 by Ansell. An offensive board picked up by Thornton. Thornton goes up, had it blocked that time by Hollingshead. Clarion still with the basketball, 10 on the shot clock. As Taylor will give it up. 5 now on the shot clock. Here's the 3 from the right side by Thornton. As Gatesman got an offensive rebound, it was knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Gatesman, and it will go to UAA. As Ross lost it, got it back. Wide open is Jasa Gamble. Easiest points tonight for Gamble, who now has 6. As Pearson comes away with the steal for UAA, here comes Ross in transition. Pearson. Alexander will drive now. Alexander, nice last-second dish, but called for the offensive foul. Good job to rotate over and take the charge. As the foul called against Alexander. It's her 2nd foul. As Ansell will throw it up ahead. Under 6 to play here in the third quarter. Pass broken up. Rubin able to get a hand on it. Swing it around the perimeter as Gamble will drive the baseline. As Hollingshead unable to get that short jumper to fall, but Pearson with an offensive rebound, but then lost it as Ansell came away with it. In transition the other way. Nice move, splitting a couple of defenders. Autumn Taylor got a layup in transition that time. As Evans with it. Jazz will kick it out. Passing to Hollingshead, and Tori Hollingshead is fouled. And Abby Gatesman, much to her dismay, picks up her third foul. As Nesha Walsh, Elena Mack will check in. Kate Robertson will check in here in just a moment. Will more than likely come in for Tori Hollingshead, who is shooting the free throws. It's only the 13th foul against Clarion. I'm surprised they ruled it a shooting foul. But Hollingshead knocks down the first one nevertheless. Thought the foul came more on the catch of the pass than rather than Tori trying to get off a shot, but she'll take it, and so will the SeaWolves as she buries a couple of free throws. Back out to a 30-point margin, 57-27. Open in the corner, left corner, the three, knocked down that time by Dominica Logue. For Logue, that's her first points tonight. As Rubin gives it up, Mack for three. No, she will still yet to hit a three-point field goal. They're now 0 of 8 tonight from behind the arc. Off the dribble, Etheridge will give it up. 16-footer missed everything that time from Autumn Taylor, and the SeaWolves will get it back. Brings us to a break in the action. 4:21 to go here in the third quarter. SeaWolves in control as they lead 57-30. You're watching SeaWolf basketball. .421 remaining here in the third quarter. SeaWolves here in this third quarter have cooled off a little bit. 3 of 7 from the field, 8 points. While Clarion has picked it up, they're 4 of 8 from the field. 3 of 5 from behind the arc. They've scored 12 points so far here in the third quarter. As off the entry pass, the ball knocked away, and now Gamble will have to throw it in from the corner. Gamble trying to get it in, finally does. As Evans in the backcourt. Evans got to get it across the timeline, and finally Rubin finds Kate Robertson. Here's a three by Mack. And Elena Mack knocks down the first three-point field goal tonight for UAA. It's the first points for Mack as well. Skip pass over to the right side as Rougeau gave it up to Thornton for a brief moment. Deep three from the right side. Barely drew the iron if it did at all. And now a held ball as Dalen Thornton tied up Kate Robertson that time. And the arrow will keep it with Clarion. So the SeaWolves going to quickly sub here as Mia Ross will check in along with Janiyah Alexander and Kaya Pearson. And Tori Hollingshead will sub in at the last second. Lob it in to Logue. Pass stolen away by Pearson. SeaWolves have numbers if they hurry. Pearson's going to keep it herself and lay it up and in. SeaWolves briefly had a 2-on-1. Defense got back for the Golden Eagles, and Pearson kept it herself. Able to score her 8th point tonight. Entry pass into the paint. Etheridge goes up, tough shot, good defense by Hollingshead. Ball goes out of bounds to UAA. SeaWolves tonight have 15 steals. Clarion has turned the ball over 25 times so far this evening. As Ross with a little hesitation. And now the floater. What a play by Mia Ross. Counted and one. Wow. Off the bounce that time, Mia Ross. So the 5'7" junior transfer out of Rancho Cucamonga, California at the free throw line. These are the first free throw attempts of the season for Ross. First free throw attempt, I should say. And unable to complete the three-point play, but the SeaWolves get an offensive rebound. And it's knocked away and it'll stay with UAA. SeaWolves initially thought they were going to be on the defensive end of the floor, but it was knocked away by the Golden Eagles, so it will stay with UAA. As Pearson will throw it in from the baseline. Hollingshead finds Pearson. What a heads-up play by Kaya Pearson. Ball was going out of bounds. Able to swat at it and knock it off a Golden Eagle that time. To save the possession for UAA. As Ross drives. No, Pearson can't get the follow-up. This time it goes out of bounds off the SeaWolves. Mia Ross tonight, 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting in 10 minutes of action. Pearson got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds, forcing the Golden Eagles to inbound the basketball yet again. Ross's career high as a SeaWolf, by the way. 10 points against Hawaii Hilo a little less than a month ago. Back on November 11th as that three-point shot by Gatesman's left short. SeaWolves haul down their 28th rebound of the night. Pearson will launch the three off the front of the rim. Rebound tracked down by Alexander. Ross for three. SeaWolves now going on a 13-0 run. On the drive this time, this will send Autumn Taylor to the free throw line. A freshman from Twinsburg, Ohio, will go to the free throw line, who is a terrific free throw shooter on the season, 92%. Well, the SeaWolves getting good production out of the ladies that just came off the floor. Ross Hollingshead, Kaya Pearson, and Janiyah Alexander, along with Jasa Gamble as well. It was a good 5 on the floor for the SeaWolves over that last couple of minutes. So Taylor at the stripe. Misses the first. Autumn Taylor on the season averaging 10.2 points per game. Taylor tonight, couple of points, 1 of 5 from the field, and a couple of assists as Taylor misses both free throws. And Nessa Walsh pulls down the rebound. As Evans left all alone. Walsh with the offensive board, goes up, had it knocked away and taken away. As Ansell in the front court will give it up. And a carry going to be called against Rujo. It's the 7th turnover by Sadrea Rujo. Rubin will slow it down a little bit, under a minute to play in the third. Rubin using a couple of screens at the top of the key. Mack will launch the 3. And Clarion able to bring down the defensive board that time. About an 8-second differential here between shot clock and game clock, and the steal by Evans as Jazz on the race to the other end will lay it up and in. .14 seconds remaining. Seven seconds. As Rujo trying to create, will give it up. Ansell for 3, missed everything, and it goes out of bounds with 0.4 of a second remaining. Now the SeaWolves, who got off to a slow start here in the third quarter, finish with a fantastic final few minutes of this third quarter, ending on a 12-0 run over the last 5:12 of the third quarter to take a 39-point lead into the final frame of action. They lead 69-30. We'll step aside here briefly. You're watching SeaWolf basketball. Get your popcorn ready as we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. The SeaWolves in command. UAA has only trailed briefly, and it was really brief. They trailed 2-0 the first 2 minutes into the first quarter, and that's been it. Since that time, UAA has led all the way. As we start quarter number 4. As Rubin will give it up, get it right back. Robertson faces up, nowhere to go. And a travel going to be called against Jazz Evans, as Evans will turn the basketball over for the first time tonight. It's only the 6th turnover by UAA. Three from the left corner, in and out. Walsh able to pull down the rebound. SeaWolves out run to the floor. Mack for three. No, left that one short. Ball knocked out of bounds. Who is going to get it? It's going to be Clarion. As Jazz Evans tapped it out of bounds. Golden Eagles work it over to the right wing for a brief moment. Now reverse it over here to the left side. Entry pass into the paint as Bailey Matrashka able to get the bucket. As Rujo called for the foul, it's the first foul against the Golden Eagles here in the fourth quarter. The runner by Ross, able to finish once again. Ross now with a new career high in points, has 11. Has done it on 5 of 10 shooting tonight. And a foul going to be called against Kaya Pearson as Dominica Logue drew the foul against Pearson. First foul against UAA here in the fourth quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds by Tori Hollingshead, forcing Clarion to inbound the basketball yet again. SeaWolves have a couple of players in double figures. Actually, check that. They have 4 players in double figures. Hollingshead with 11, Ross with 11, and then Evans and Robertson each with 10 points apiece as well. Off the entry pass. And a block shot that time. It's the first block by UAA tonight. As Pearson will launch the three. Hollingshead with the offensive rebound and puts it home. Back door. The block from Pearson from behind. Had the backdoor cut, but Kaya Pearson able to recover quick enough to get there for the block shot. As Logue turns it over. Gamble up ahead to Ross. Mia Ross behind the back. The layup by Alexander, unable to finish. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Hollingshead, and Hollingshead can't get it to go. Pearson had the initial offensive rebound, and right now the basketball must have some grease on it, or maybe some of that popcorn grease from the popcorn that was passed out before the start of the fourth quarter here at the Alaska Airlines Center, as that ball was just flailing around. And now a foul on the defensive end of the floor against UAA. SeaWolves had a couple of good looks from in close, just couldn't get anything to fall. And then a couple of offensive rebound attempts. Coming up on 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. As Rujo, 16-footer, tough shot, fading away. As Sadrea Rujo knocks down the jumper. Now has 13 points. As Rubin. Senio Rubin will go to the free throw line. Hannah Wilkerson picking up the foul. As Rubin easily knocks down the first free throw. Rubin tonight has 10 assists, leading the SeaWolves. Has half of the assists tonight for UAA. SeaWolves with 20 assists, 10 of them from Senya tonight. As Thornton give it up and then get it right back. Three ball is good. Knocked down that time by Rujo. As Robertson swings it over to Evans, that extra pass into the corner. Walsh will launch the three and knock it down. It's the first three-point field goal of the season for Nessa Walsh. As Walsh picks up her first points tonight as well. Baseline jumper this time by Thornton is good. Or check that, actually missed everything, excuse me. Looked away for a brief moment. Just saw the flash of the net. It's a held ball. As Thornton missed everything. As Rujo will throw it in. Lob it in towards half court. Picked up by Thornton. As Thornton. And a blocking foul going to be called against Pearson. So Dalen Thornton, the junior from Lafayette, Indiana, will go to the free throw line. First free throw attempts tonight for Thornton. 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 2 of 4 from behind the arc as Thornton knocks down the first one. 22 minutes of action for Thornton. The second one falls as well. As Ross will kick it out. Pearson on the drive, tough shot, but Pearson able to get to the free throw line. As Pearson was twisting her way, threw one up there that came fairly close. So Kaya Pearson at the free throw line. Kaya tonight 2 for 2 from the stripe. As Kaya knocks down the free throw. Second free throw is good. It's only the second time this season that UAA has cracked the 80-point barrier. They scored 82 points in a loss against Adams State when they lost 83-82. Straightaway three. Offline that time from the top of the key from Rujo. As Ross will come away with it. Mia Ross in transition. Ross will give it up. Evans. Easy layup. As Gatesman had it knocked away for a brief moment. Golden Eagles able to hang on to it. Abby Gatesman almost fumbled it. Able to pick it up. As Thornton in the paint. Tough shot by Thornton, but got it over Hollingshead. That was good defense by Tori Hollingshead, but a better shot that time by Thornton. As Alexander called for the travel. Didn't quite put the ball on the floor before she started moving her feet. Brings us to a break in the action. 4:13 remaining. SeaWolves in command as they lead 82-41. We'll step aside. You're watching SeaWolf basketball. Ryan McCarthy and company looking impressive tonight. And on the verge of ending a 4-game losing streak. Again, it's worth noting that this is the first time since Ryan McCarthy has been at the helm of the SeaWolf basketball program that his team has lost 4 consecutive games. It's just how dominant UAA has been since Coach McCarthy has taken over the program. As the Golden Eagles turn the basketball over for the 29th time tonight. But tonight's game with 3:49 remaining. Well, actually the ball was deflected, so it's not a turnover. Thought for a moment it looked like it was just thrown away, but it is not a turnover, so it'll stay with the Golden Eagles, but that is a turnover. And then the Eagles steal it right back and had a layup attempt from point-blank range, unable to get it, but the putback is good for Etheridge. And so out of all that, the Golden Eagles able to get a bucket. Robertson finds Evans. Evans slipped to the floor and called for the travel. Tried to jump stop and had the feet slide from right underneath her. As Kaya Pearson will check in for Evans. Tough shot, just throwing one up there was Abby Pinos. In transition, Ross left the floater short that time. SeaWolves trying to get back defensively. Pearson got a hand on it, and Pearson gets another turnover. There's Ross barking out the play call. As Pearson just standing with the basketball for a brief moment. Now the SeaWolves getting into a little offensive motion. 10 on the shot clock as Kate Robertson asking for a little bit of movement. Here's Pearson now. Pearson on the drive will lay it up and in with the left hand. Three ball. Too strong. Ball tapped into the air. Ross had it for a moment, but lost it into the hands of Matrashka. Kaya Pearson came away with it, and now a foul going to be called against Clarion. It's the 4th team foul against the Golden Eagles. Rubin is called for the turnover. She kind of got tripped up. Tough turnover for Senia Rubin. Got her feet tangled up, lost control of the basketball. Off the dribble, Thornton, drive and kick into the left corner, the 3 ball, in and out. Alexander with yet another rebound as Alexander pulls down her 8th board tonight. SeaWolves have 42 rebounds, and Janiyah leading the team with 8 of them. Senia Rubin. Rubin now with 9 points. That's her first made 3-point field goal tonight. Highest point total for the SeaWolves this season, 87 points as we go under a minute to play. Logue will give it up. Matrashka. Jumper left short off the front of the iron. SeaWolves come away with it. 36 seconds remaining. Well, the SeaWolves once again able to at least get the offense going. Impressive performance here tonight. As UAA dominating all major stat categories here this evening, as this is not an injury you want to see towards the end of the game, as Kaya Pearson hit the floor and was holding her right leg for a brief moment, but Pearson gets to her feet, and that's good to see. That's one thing that has kind of plagued the SeaWolves a little bit to start the year is injuries. As Kaya Pearson will check out of the game, kind of holding that right knee area. May have hit it fairly hard on the floor, it looked like. Doesn't appear to be too serious, but nevertheless in a little bit of pain. Shot clock is off. SeaWolves can just dribble out the clock now with 16 seconds. So the SeaWolves dominating tonight as UAA has 5 players in double figures tonight, led by the 13 points of Tori Hollingshead. 12 points for Jazz Evans as the SeaWolves win by the final score of 87-43. Impressive performance from start to finish tonight. Golden Eagles and SeaWolves will have a day off tomorrow, and they'll be back in action on Sunday at 2 o'clock here at the Alaska Airlines Center. But the SeaWolves tonight as a team, they shot 51% from the field. They were 36 of 70 from the field, 4 of 17 from behind the three-point line, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, had 43 rebounds tonight, did UAA, and 24 assists in this bounce-back victory for the SeaWolves. The final score of 87-43 gave you the leading scores for UAA. They also had 11 points from Mia Ross, 10 points from Kaya Pearson, and 10 points from Kate Robinson as well. Should mention the 10 assists of Senia Rubin as well. 10 assists, 5 steals, and 23 minutes of action, finished with 9 points for the SeaWolves. For the Golden Eagles tonight, they didn't shoot the basketball too well. They only shot 29%, 15 of 51 from the field. The biggest thing that hurt them was turnovers. They turned the ball over 30 times, and the SeaWolves were able to cash it in for 33 points here tonight. SeaWolves also dominating points in the paint, 60-12 tonight. The Golden Eagles led by the 16 points of Sadea Rujo. Did it on 6 of 12 shooting, 4 of 7 from behind the arc tonight in 32 minutes of action. So the SeaWolves put it into their 4-game losing streak. They now improve their record overall to 3-5 on the season, as the Golden Eagles will fall to 0-7 as they still look for their first victory of the year. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight as the SeaWolves bounce back with an emphatic victory tonight by the final score of 87-43. Be sure you tune in this Sunday, at 2 o'clock as the SeaWolves will take on Clarion once again. So that'll do it for our broadcast. I'm Keaton. We're signing off from Anchorage.